I'm in a washing machine. Hey guys, it's Vox here with another video, and I don't know what that was. Anyway, welcome back to another episode of The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. In the last episode, we finally made it to Great Bay Temple, the temple that I have been dreading, but at the same time I love it so much. And we also got the Song of Storms. Cool song. Yeah, I don't know why I just played it. I'm making it rain indoors, which of course is completely not real. And it's in the washing machine, so it's going to contaminate the clothes. Anyway, so this episode we're just going to be progressing more through Great Bay Temple. It's going to take a couple of episodes. That was close. It's going to take a couple of episodes, more than a couple. I'd say maybe another 3 or 4 to actually complete this dungeon, but we'll make some progress here. So, one of the things you want to do, well, there's that stray fairy up there. And you want to go to the edge, as close to the edge as possible without actually falling. And we're going to get our Great Fairy's mask out along with our bow. And we're going to shoot this jar. Now there's several ways to do this. I find this the easiest way. Oh, that was close. So just shoot that, put your Great Fairy's mask on, and wait for it to come. Slowly waiting for it to come. There it is. Hey there. Okay. So, now that we've gotten our 5th stray fairy, we are going to jump into the washing machine. Let's do this. Alright, now, I guess I could have gone in there. I would like to explain that room a bit more, but okay, that's one way of doing it. I won't be able to go back in there yet, but basically I don't think I can. Yeah, because you can see that there's water flow. I guess that's kind of what I was trying to explain. There is water flow. And there are, I believe, 2 rooms that you can get into when the water is flowing in this direction. You can switch the water direction later on, which allows you to go into other rooms that are connected to that same place, if that makes any sense. I would have liked to explain it better, but of course the water just kind of sucked me in here, so we'll just make do with this. Alright, so 2 things we can do here. Well, there's several things, but 2 things we can do on this platform. One being, if you shoot the furthest jar, there is a stray fairy in there, and there's just magic in that one, you know? Magic is just magic, so it doesn't really matter. And the next thing you want to do is take out your hookshot. There are several ways you can get to this chest. I mean, obviously hookshotting is the easiest. In fact, the other way we can't actually do currently, so I don't know why you would want to do it. But in this chest, we have our dungeon map. So, yeah, typical dungeon item. You'd know the drill by now, I would say. Right. So, let's go ahead and unequip this, put on our Zora's mask, and dive into the water. Alright, so there are a couple of jars here. I don't believe there's anything. I think just rupees and stuff, so nothing, yeah, nothing important. If we come over here, there's a new enemy here, which is the Dexy Hand. Now, Dexy Hands actually can't hurt you. What they do is well, if it would let me swim, they will grab you, and I'm surprised they didn't grab me. Okay, they will grab you, again, dealing no damage, and throw you in a specific direction. So, but fortunately, we have electric powers, so we don't need to worry about them too much, although they can be of use sometimes. These things are Biobabas, and they kind of creep me out. They're a bit, I don't know, they're just, look at it. Let me get closer to it. Just, well, it's running away from me now, but look at that. Look at that. Okay, that's just wrong. And the fact that they like live on the bottom of lily pads and they'll come up and eat you when you step on them is just, I don't know. Anyway, so we're going to jump on these lily pads now that we've killed the Biobabas that were living under them. And there is one extra one here, which I don't think we'll be able to get like that. Yeah, so we need to come up here and just be careful with him. And Let's boomerang him if we can, possibly. Okay, let's just do this. Maybe. I want to target you. Thank you. And once we kill all of the Biobobas in this room... Oh! We're on top of the treasure chest! Yes! This is the first time I've done this in this Let's Play. I'm happy. Okay, anyway. In here we have yet another stray fairy. So there's our 7th one. So technically we're about halfway done with our stray fairies. But by no means does that mean we're halfway done with the dungeon. This is quite a lengthy dungeon. And the stray fairies do come quite quickly, which I suppose is a good thing. That way you don't have to worry about them. Alright, this room, there is quite a bit going on. There is a chest over there with the bomb chew. There is a chest down there with some biobobas. Sorry. There is a corridor there which we can't get to. There's the boss key chest there. And there were also 2 different entrances here along with some biobobas. Some Dexy hands. I'm getting everything mixed up. So there's some Dexy hands there, and this just leads to who knows where. So, what are we gonna do first? Okay, let's do this. So this is our 8th stray fairy. You want to come to the edge. This is very similar to the stray fairy we got at the beginning of the episode. Just shoot that, and probably swinging your sword like that is a bad idea because you can fall off. Although, if you fall off, those Dexy hands technically should bring you back up, so it really won't be too terrible. So let's go ahead and shoot these Dexy hands down, so that way we can jump across here. And this bomb shoe is going to come down after us. Just shield bash him. Well, just shield him and he'll bash himself. And here we have another chest. With our compass in it. Yay, compass. Now I can see stuff on the map. Right. So, back to Mikau. We're going to jump down here to where all these biobobas are. Again, creepy things. Wow, they have quite a bit of health too. I'm gonna kill that Dexy hand because I feel like he's gonna give me trouble. And the Bioboba while I'm at it. And so here is a chest with a small key. So we're getting items pretty quickly. Like I said, the items along with stray fairies come fairly quickly in this dungeon. It's really just the puzzles and stuff that, you know, take a while. Alright, so we've done everything in here, so let's jump in here. This is back to the washing machine I was talking about. So we can go in that room, or we can go in that room down there. Now you can see that, like, that room to my bottom right, we can't actually get into yet because the water is not flowing in this direction, but I assume you could probably tell once we switch the flow of the water we could get in there. So that's one of the other mechanics of this dungeon. These things are called shell blades. I don't actually call them anything. Oh, well, we've seen these before at the Pirate's Fortress, so they're not new. And then the freaking skullfish. I hate them as usual. Alright, so there's just some jars down here. Really not much, just magic. Nothing too important down here. So we're just going to go on the surface, and we see an enemy here that we haven't really seen, I don't think at all, in like just out and out. Excuse me. Okay, so this is an Octrock, and I don't think we've seen him anywhere outside of that game that gave me so much trouble in episode 19. So basically what you want to do, just let him attack you with this rock and just bash the rock back at him. He's a simple enemy to defeat. And there's another one, but we're gonna ignore him because, well, that was actually an intentional thing. And yes, they do disappear when they submerge in water, so that's all nice. You can't kill them with your electricity stuff unless you're quick enough, which I don't think you can be, because they're quicker. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and come up here. There's a bomb chew there. Oh, sorry, a real bomb chew, I guess I should call it. And once we've done that, what we're going to do now is come into this locked door, because that's all we can do in this room as of now. Alright, so here we have two enemies. We have a respawning Choo-Choo that drops magic, and a respawning Choo-Choo that drops arrows. Arrows and magic. I wonder what we could be doing. Yeah, so, it also kind of hints that there is a sub-boss that we're about to fight. Yay! So I'm just gonna get all these pots just to make sure I have everything I need, although pretty much everything's full, so it's just money at this point. And what will I need? Alright, let's go in. This is Wart, and I actually really, he's kind of a cool boss, I have to say. One of the reasons he's cool is because there are lots of ways you can actually defeat him. You can pull these bubbles towards you to get rid of them. You can throw like a bomb in the middle of them, and that'll get rid of, well, that'll get rid of some, and you can attack them with your sword once you get out. But basically what you're trying to do, his weak spot is his eye, as you can probably imagine, since this is a Zelda game and eyes are usually weak spots. And those bubbles are very defensive, apparently, and they are blocking his eye. So we need to get rid of not all the bubbles, but just so that we can expose his eye. It is easier to get rid of at least most of them, so we're going to do that. Now, my preferred way of doing this is coming under him and sacrifice taking some damage for just doing a spin attack under him. I find this the fastest way to get rid of them. Again, you will take some damage from doing this unless you're really good at spin attacks and like dodging, but it's okay. I mean, there's plenty of hearts around the side, and at this point you should have 11 or 12 heart containers, so there's no problem with that. Let's see if we can get him. Looks like he's close his eye. Oh, wait, I want to target him. Dang it. Again, you don't have to get rid of all of them, but I think that's what I'm going to go ahead and do, just because I think it's easier. Sorry for my quiet commentary, by the way. This takes concentration. And perhaps now we can get him. There we go, there was one hit. And see, once you attack him, he does lose some of his bubbles. Alright, so this begins the second phase of the battle. He loses all of his bubbles, and wow, I'm actually low on health, but I have 2 fairies, so I'm good. He gets rid of all of his bubbles, and what you want to do is get into a corner, because in a corner he cannot hurt you. And he's just going to be rolling around crazily. Thank you, Dawn of the Second Day, got it. And even when he comes straight at you, as you can see, he hits the wall, so in a corner you are safe. So just get rid of all the bubbles, and you just want to keep shooting his eye, just like that. Come on. Come to me. Oh, no, I missed. Oh, dang it. Come on. Having some trouble there. Dang it. Alright, we got him. Hooray! And our chest. So, if you remember, I believe it was in the last dungeon I mentioned that there's kind of a pattern going on with the dungeon items. First dungeon we got a bow, second dungeon we got fire arrows to go with that bow. So this dungeon, it would only make sense to get some more arrows. And indeed, we get our ice arrows. So we can freeze enemies and objects, try it everywhere. I really like ice arrows in this game. In Ocarina of Time, there were ice arrows, but they were just an optional item, and I'm fairly certain they were just an afterthought, because it really didn't have much use other than that it could free enemies, and it was an overpowered weapon, but it really didn't have any cool uses for it. This game, they completely fixed that. There are so many things you can do with it now, as I will shortly demonstrate. Let me just refill on my health as much as possible, because I do want to save those fairies for later on, as the boss is much more difficult than the boss we just fought, or the main boss. Alright, let's see if we can possibly get away from that bomb chew, which we can, so that's all good. So we want to come over here to the closest platform to the door, and I don't care what you have to say, Tattle. Now that we have the ice arrows, let's try shooting the Nocturok. So he turns into a cube of ice, which is pretty cool. It is time limited, and it has ice physics, so you will slip on it. But yeah, so you can freeze things such as Octoroks and other enemies, and there are actually more uses too, which I'll go over next episode. So that's it for now. So yeah, as we turn on that water, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.